We're live.
Hey, we're live. We're just talking before we came on. We were talking about how hungry Morgan was. Anyway, so welcome everybody to What the Friday. This is our weekly show about real estate and our journey as a father and daughter team that are working our way up the real estate ladder.
That's right.
The best we know how. So once we
Yep,
get
one
through this,
rung at a
is
time. Although
one
Dad
rung at
thinks
a
that
time.
line's cheesy.
It is kind of cheesy.
I just use it to make you
I don't.
annoyed. You
I
thought of
don't
it,
think
by
it's.
the
I don't.
way.
Well, so what? I have lots of bad ideas.
How humble.
Anyway,
Yes.
here we go. Anyway, today's kind of a cool thing because we have a great guest in Bill Bergin from 9 on the Hudson. We've been working with 9 on the Hudson for some time, and they have basically they're like 80% sold out. Gorgeous luxury waterfront, top of the line, insanely beautiful place right across the river from Manhattan, and we have a new listing there. So we're pulling Bill in today to talk a little bit about that.
And we're also pulling him in and talking about this building because we have a lot of buyers who are moving from New York and thinking about single family homes because they want that space, but it's not quite the right fit for them. They want space. They want a safer area in this time. And this building and the area in which it is, this building and the area it's in is amazing, and we'll hit on that soon.
So we're going to pull Bill in just a minute, but Morgan, we usually have a kind of a format where Morgan talks about some current events, and then I talk about the absorption rate. So let's get that knocked out of the way quickly, and then we'll get Bill in here as fast as possible.
Okay, I'm gonna just say two things. First, talk about mortgage. I have to give you guys an update because yet again, the 30-year fixed rate mortgage averaged lower than ever before. 2.86% for the week ending in September 10th. That means it's fallen 13 basis points in a week, guys. That's a lot. So the previous record was set in August at 2.88, but we're back down and we've beat our previous record, which means, in comparison, just so you know, a year ago, the loans were an average rate of 3.56%, and now we're at 2.86%. And that means on $1 million mortgage, you can afford about 10% more home. Or maybe homes are costing 10% more because people can afford more. It depends on which area you're in.
Could be. The market's hot, so it makes a difference.
Depending on where you're at.
I'm working on refinancing right now too because of that exact same thing.
And the other one more fun fact, not fun fact. This is an unfun fact, actually. In Manhattan, there were more than 15,000 empty rental apartments in August. Last year, 5,600. So that's
3 times almost.
It's quite a jump. Yeah. Well, what would that be? 2.6, 2.7? I can't do that fast in math, but yes.
A lot
more.
Now you know what it's like to work with us. Do we get distracted? No, we don't get distracted. Okay, well, let's talk about absorption rates real quick, which is basically the number of homes that are actively on the market versus the ones that sold. The entire northern New Jersey market, which is largely suburban, is almost exactly 100%. It's 99.03% absorption rate, which means it is an insane seller's market. And that's, again, like we've been talking about for a long time now. A lot of bidding wars, a lot of sales way, way, way above ask, and they're selling just as fast as they hit the market. If you move a little west, we're seeing some improvement along the river. Of course, we had kind of a wave that went right past us and went to the suburbs, and now that's starting to roll back our way. And that's the way it is across the board. This week's numbers are a little skewed because it was Labor Day weekend and things are pretty slow on Labor Day week. So I didn't want to get too much into the weeds on that. But that's pretty much what's happening. New York's really struggling right now in rentals and condos, both, aren't anything, frankly. Even worse. But things are working out pretty well here. And actually, I think we still have value here,
especially
in the suburbs. But if you're looking to buy right now, I think there's great value on the waterfront.
Yes.
And I think once we get through the COVID thing, which is not going to be that much longer, I would hope, even if it was a year, it doesn't matter. We're in a trough right now along the waterfront. So not like New York. I mean, New York's like the Grand Canyon compared to our little trough of pricing. But if this is I think this is a perfect time to buy here, especially if you can get into a place like 9 in the Hudson. It's a truly super high quality, great construction, great location, beautiful place. And with that, let's use that as a segue and see if Bill's still
Yeah,
there.
I was about to say, nice segue. Okay, here we go. Hello, Bill.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. How are you? We got
Glad
the
you-
I've never
younger.
been better.
We got the younger, beardier version of Bill over here.
Thank you
We
for
can start a club.
thank you for the intro, by the way. Very, very well done. And by the way, 2.86%. Yeah, it is really a phenomenal time to buy. To your point, especially here where pricing has been pretty stable, if not slightly ticked down. The suburbs are just, I would not advise a client unless they needed to buy in the suburbs right now. I think it's overvalued. It's crazy.
Yeah, if you're buying there because that's where you want to be, you want to build a family, you're going to be there for 15,
Sure.
20 years, even 10, that's a different story. But if you got a shorter timeline,
That's right.
take a minute.
Well, there's
Yeah.
a lot of
It's a great time to sell in
knee-jerk-
the suburbs.
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
Yep.
it is.
Yep.
Whoever's
Yeah.
Hit
selling
us
in
up,
the
you guys.
suburbs
We'll
right
help
now-
you.
But I would also agree with that. I mean, the capital is low enough that the cost of capital is low enough that, yeah, even if it ticks down a little bit, if you're there for 15 years, you'll make out just fine. So I do fully agree. But with that said, if this is a product you're interested in, now is absolutely the time to buy, because you're getting the best of both sides. You're getting pricing is a little bit lower, and mortgage rates have never been lower. It's unbelievable.
Right.
So, yeah. So thank you.
Yeah.
So
And I
first,
agree.
let's talk about the biggest draws. Let's just hit the biggest draws of this building and this area that are different, that differentiate it from the other places people are looking at right now.
Sure. So I'll start with the neighborhood. Real quick, I would say Port Imperial is in essence it's like a mix of half urban and half suburbs. So it's a real alternative for both. Super quick access, instant access to New York, vibrant, fully evolved or quickly evolving neighborhood. So the area is phenomenal, great neighborhood amenities, just an idyllic park-like location to live. So that's number one. The building space, that space in the residence. So honestly, if you're coming from New York, like I've heard clients say, this is a mansion. It's like a mansion to them. So space in the residence, and then the amenities. So there's 40,000 square feet of 5-star amenities. So amazing lobby, amazing gym, 20,000 square feet of outdoor space, huge children's playroom. I'm sure we can flash some photos or something, right? Or can we do that? Can we play photos?
No.
I can't. I can't. Maybe more.
I'll print them out. I'll print them out and I'll hold them in front of my screen.
Let me pull them up on my phone.
Just believe me.
I'll pull it up. I just realized I didn't have the playroom photo when we were talking earlier. I was like, oh, shoot.
And then there's a tax abatement here. So again, location, product, and tax abatement. So relative to the New Jersey waterfront market, you're saving anywhere from 50 to 70% on your tax bill. So what does that mean? That means thousands of dollars of savings. It means you get an extraordinary amount of buying power because of the low cost of capital. You save a little bit of money. It's a lot of buying power. And historically, very good for resale value. So if you decide 5, 6, 7 years from now, hey, maybe it's time to move to the suburbs. Maybe Morgan and Bill can find me a great big house in the suburbs. Deals are better. You can typically the resale value is better because of that tax abatement. So it's a home run. And I would say compared to all of our other value propositions, probably separates us from the rest of the market more than anything else. Or the beautiful building. Look at it.
Look at it. These are the photos we got of the building. It's not high tech, but because it's upstairs.
It's so gorgeous. And these are the real deal. That's exactly what you see when you get there. Obviously, they're great professional photos, but they're not fake.
This is the pool deck.
That's the deal.
The beautiful people come with it.
Yeah,
This is one of the lines has this corner view, and a lot of the building was structured with the view in mind.
Yeah. So the building, the building was designed to achieve what I would call maximum drama from every residence if possible. So we've stepped the building out to create these replicated corners, so you get a replicated corner view. The south side, well, so you can see there in the photo, looks like a staircase. So you're not being impacted by your own building, right? Especially as you scale up the building. So the design, the architecture is phenomenal inside and outside. Clean, modern, lot of glass, top-notch finishes, top-notch appliances, all those.
Oh, here's the massive lobby. Beautiful.
And that's just half. I don't even know if that's half of the lobby, because if you turned around and looked the opposite direction, there's just as much lobby the other way.
Right.
And the community rooms even on the other side of that is amazing. Whoa, I haven't seen that photo.
It's a rendering. I don't know. It's their marketing materials, man. They want to get you all jazzed.
Little edge. We add a little edge here in our marketing.
You know what I love about the layout of that building is that it's not, typically everybody has everything very square and, walls are perpendicular to each other. There is basically a U shape, but or a V, but it folds out. So even units on the inside that are overlooking the outdoor amenity deck all have views of the city, because it's kind of it's splayed out a little bit so that everybody gets a view. It's just it's a really cool place.
And this is the promenade we were talking about, right on the water, and it goes forever. It goes all.
That's
the way
the
down.
best. That's the best neighborhood amenity. You can walk your dog. You can ride your bicycle. It connects. Not crowded, connects to Hoboken and Jersey City. So it's a quick bike ride into Hoboken. If you want to go to, especially North Hoboken, in essence, Port Imperial is in essence an extension of North Hoboken. I mean, if you look at the Maxwell buildings or the toll buildings, Hudson T, as you go north on the waterfront, that area has just blended together seamlessly. And you see a lot of the conveniences, the Whole Foods and all those things connecting those two neighborhoods. So
Whole Foods is super close. This is the New York Waterway Ferry that takes 7 minutes to cross from Port Imperial to 39th, right?
Yep.
So.
8. Yep. 7, 8. Yep.
Gosh.
So
we need to be accurate
about
that.
Yeah. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Sorry.
So. My wife claims she gets to Chelsea from here in 20 minutes. So to put that in perspective.
That's incredible. And you know what's great about it is, and not so great, Bill, we've talked about this before. Once upon a time, people were almost, especially Metro New York City, Manhattan-esque people would come here and they'd be a little concerned because it wasn't dense. There was this space. Right. There wasn't the congestion. I had a client named Karen who was looking.
Sorry.
I don't know why that's funny, but
because Karen is the negative term now. Karen is she's being a Karen. Seriously?
Her first name. I don't know what you're talking about. Her first name's Karen.
All right, I'll explain later. But there are people watching who know.
Well, that's good, but you don't spend too much time on the internet. That means
that's what that means.
That's actually a good thing. You read books. You read real books.
Yeah. No, he just watches fail videos.
I think fail videos are so funny. But we looked at some places and she kept saying, I don't know. It seems so quiet. And it's not like when you're on that promenade or that waterfront that there aren't other people there. It's just they're not densely packed. You have to pay attention. There's some people on bikes and there's someone on a skateboard and there's someone with their dog, but it's not it's not congested. And you can go from the George Washington Bridge to the Statue of Liberty on your bike or walk or your tricycle or your skateboard or whatever the hell are those little one wheel things that look so cool, but make me think about how long it would take me to find myself in an emergency room on one of those.
Or you could teleport. You can teleport from there.
Exactly.
But Karen, if Karen came here today, I think that she would be extraordinarily happy, because what used to be an objection has become a actual positive
Yes.
that as a professional salesperson, you can actually lean into, and it's become somewhat of an aversion to an actual value add. So yes, 100%. So people are just finding out what we already knew, right? They're coming here and they've kind of been forced to discover the area, and
Yeah.
it is incredible. I would say historically 20 to 25% of my business came from New York. It's 50% now. It's probably doubled. So
Well,
Yeah.
it's a little corny, and I know that people have said it for a while, but it's really the Sixth Borough. Physically, it functions like the Sixth Borough of Manhattan, and now I think thanks to COVID, that's more of an anchored perspective, and it's such a high quality environment, and it's spacious enough. I mean, it's close enough that you get the perks of being in the city. It's spacious enough that it's a cleaner, cooler, more social quality of life. I mean, we live here. Sharon and I moved here deliberately because we had friends at Forbes magazine who are our best friends, and they strongly encouraged it, and so we moved to this area and have loved it ever since. And we had considered moving into the city. Maybe we should get a unit, like Hudson Yards or something like that. And instead, we're here, and our place has a very similar view to 9 on the Hudson.
Yes.
And I don't think I'd ever give it up now. And you never, ever get tired of it. It's just, if I were there, there's so many units at 9 on the Hudson in particular that have such a stunning view. Plus, some of those amenities you get to use the amenity and enjoy the city view while you're in those amenities. You're not tucked away in a basement or in a room that used to be used for some kind of storage that now they've put some equipment in or anything like that. It's a really well planned out place.
Beautiful.
And the views are to die for.
Yeah, the best view of Manhattan is not in Manhattan. It's over here with us.
That's right.
So
all right.
We still have some great inventory. I've got 80% of the building sold, but I've got about 50 left, and there's a wide variety of price points and sizes and features, bedroom counts, outdoor space, views, if that's something that's important to you. So the good news is we've still got a lot of really kind of low hanging fruit to sell here. So
I think developers come in with an idea. They do a forecast and they estimate what's going to hit people, but buildings don't typically sell out exactly like the developers think they're going to sell out.
Right.
And it's been interesting looking at the inventory at 9 on the Hudson, how it's really mixed. So it's not like anybody missed out on any niche of product. Right. So, quickly, if somebody was thinking about buying there right now, let's say that they're stretching their budget and they just want to be in the building and they want to find like the most economical thing they could find, what would they find in that market?
Yeah. So the most affordable residence I have right now is it's actually a penthouse. It's penthouse 14. It's about 1,200 square feet, offered at $998, and with the low mortgage rates right now that we were talking about with the tax abatement, if I had to throw a dart, you're probably at about $5,000 a month carry. So it's extraordinarily affordable. It comes with parking. It's just a great way to get in an amenitized building in the neighborhood, same building, access to same amenities at a very low cost to carry. So that's the most affordable. And then on the other side of that, I have a penthouse that's offered at about 3.5. And running those same numbers, you're probably at about $16,000 a month, but you're also getting 2,600 square feet. So
holy cow!
Depends. Yeah, 2,570. Yeah. So
it has outside. I assume it has outdoor space too, right?
Oh yeah, and just literally stunning views in every single room except the den. Obviously, wow. There's no window in the den, but there's views from every single room. It's unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
PH9. Yeah.
That's on. Yes, I know exactly what you're
you know the one.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I know the one.
You've been in it. Yeah.
That's right. That's awesome. So what's new? So tell Bill, what's your story?
So
tell me about you.
Yeah.
Catching me off guard. I do that at every What the Friday, except I always have to pick on Morgan. And she's like, why are you asking me these questions?
Sure. No, I appreciate you asking me. I've been selling. I opened up this building. I've been selling it, but outside of that, I very much enjoy producing and playing music, playing folk music. Enjoy spending time in the neighborhood. Enjoy going into the city. But and I professionally, I can say that I truly do love selling this building. It's not really a job. The building sells itself. It's really kind of like, I almost look at it like I'm sorting a spreadsheet, like that exercise you just went through. You said, well, Bill, if my budget is X and I need this, you kind of just filter down in the spreadsheet. You find the right cell. That's my job. So it's been a great project, and really I've been so lucky just to help so many families move here, and they've been so happy to be here. It's been awesome.
Have you gotten, when people move there from New York, what kind of buzz do you get after they're there and they talk about what their experience is like compared to what it used to be?
Yeah, that's a great question. And especially because some of our buyers that are coming from New York have not necessarily landed on Jersey yet. They're kind of exploring New Jersey, but they're probably comping us to the waterfront in Brooklyn, to Long Island City, and they're also looking here. And a lot of times they wrestle with the idea of moving here, but once they see what they get, the space, the outdoor space, the building, and they decide to move, they're typically 6 to 12 months later, they say, Bill, that was the best thing that I could have done for my family. And they've truly never been happier. So that's one of the best parts of selling here. So that's a great question.
That's what you want to hear. And it makes you, I know that I feel like that. I'm sure Morgan does. Don't you love it when you run across your clients that
yes,
you found that great fit and they're like, oh, I'm so happy.
I love it here. Yeah. I'm so glad we did
and
it.
then they refer their friends, and those are always the best, right?
Yes.
That's the easiest sale, because they have someone who's already living here. So yeah, absolutely. A lot. And we've seen that, by the way. We've seen so many groups, like where one person will buy, and then you find out that 5 or 6 of their friends bought, a couple of their colleagues bought.
Yeah.
And then I find out that they bought from Steven, which really upsets me. We love Steven, of course. No, it's great. So that's what we've found. A lot of our business is referral based, and I think that's a testament to the product here.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Hey, thanks for joining us. I don't know, you guys want to add anything else? We probably ought to wrap it up. That's been a great meeting. Thanks for joining us, Bill.
Thank you so much, Bill Bergin.
Amazing.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I hope some of that beard and mustache rubs off on me. I am truly jealous of every time I see Bill when I'm at 9 on the Hudson. I always think, I wish I could grow a beard like that. Man, I wish I could grow a beard like that.
That's why I came on this call, just to be cajoled by Bill Burch, by the way. Thank you.
Every day, that's my life. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thank you.
Right. Appreciate you being here, Bill. Thanks, Morgan.
My pleasure. Thank you.